Hello and welcome to today's edition of SEO and Blogs and Content Hub. Today we will be discussing a very interesting insight that comes from a very deep space, that is from our own experience at Texture Communications. So this has happened quite a few times with us where we sat with the new client to discuss about the SEO and content strategy, and they were left wondering that for a particular keywords, why are their competitors ranking on top and why they are lagging behind. So this is not something that is coming out of magic. It is coming out of SEO's best practices and their proven algorithms that are in place in today's time. So what I can say is that the key factor that differentiates the top rankers from the others is SEO blog writing that is done strategically. Here it combines human insight with smart SEO optimization. The result is that this kind of content it appeals to both Google as well as people. So the first thing that we take care of is keyword research, which comes into play before we even type a single word of the blog. What we do here is that we identify high intent keywords. Now, why it matters is that with such keywords, you would be able to target audience search behavior, and such keyword research will also improve the relevance and rankings. And how we do this? Well, we use tools like Ahrefs, track the trends, and seamlessly integrate the keywords into the content so that it doesn't look forced or stuffed. Another very good idea for optimizing your blog or content for SEO is to structure it in the form of H1 to H4 headings. Now, this is very important because this will also help you land on AI overviews and other AI engine optimization techniques. So, here what you can do is structure the content with clear headings so that the reader comes to know that what is following next after the heading. Why it matters? Because Google and AI bots can easily understand the content hierarchy. It also helps in boosting readability and SEO because readers will be able to see a well structured format of the blog content. And how we do this? Well, we include the keywords in the H1 to H5 headings. It gives a brief description of what the next section that is about to follow will be talking about. Plus, for the reader's perspective, it also enhances scannability of the content for the digital readers. The third very important factor that we consider when we do SEO blog writing is of particular importance in 2025. Yes, we are talking about human first writing, where we are prioritizing engaging and relatable content instead of gaming the system just to get higher spots in the search results page. The reason we do this is very simple, that AI lacks the nuance it needs, the content needs to engage the reader, to hold their attention, and to hook them to a particular content asset. What we do is with the human first essence is that we try to display EEAT, experience, expertise, authority, and trust with the content. That way, the readers are able to engage with the content better. They are able to feel that there is a human on the other side rather than a dull robotic voice on the other side. With this particular factor, what we can do is we can blend AI efficiency with human creativity and unique insights. Another important factor that we look at is title optimization. So here what we do is we craft compelling titles that have the keyword naturally integrated into it. Those titles are no more than 8 words or 8 to 10 words, and they give a glimpse of what the reader is about to read. Now why it matters is because meta titles or the main block titles have proven to be a very influential factor in increasing the click through rates, the CTR. Plus, such titles also align with the search intent and have a much better likelihood of converting or engaging with the readers. How we do it to make it more catchy and more appealing is that we try to use some numbers like top 3 benefits or top 5 tips. We also use a lot of how to formats, like how to improve the writing of your press release or something like that. Plus, we also have some curiosity driven hooks that will drive a sense of intrigue, that will drive a sense of intrigue with what the article or content is going to talk about. The fifth point is meta descriptions, which gives the small or brief description of what the content is going to be about. As a reader or as a searcher, you must have come across these descriptions on the search result page, and based on these description, you would decide whether you would want to put more time reading about the content or move to the next result in the page. So what we do here is that our team generates concise and persuasive summaries of those content to easily explain or explain better to the readers what the content is all about. It is important because it helps drive traffic from the search result page to your own website. And how we execute it to make it more appealing? Well, there are a few ways, like we keep it to under 155 characters, we keep it in one or three sentences, include the keywords so that it gets ranked better, and showcase what's in it for the readers. Now, if we are in 2025 and if we don't talk about keyword stuffing, it will be a grave problem. So, this brings us to the next point of how we influence top ranking SEO blogs is by avoiding keyword stuffing. Here, we try to balance keyword usage naturally so that when the reader reads it, he or she will not see an abrupt obstacle in the flow of the content, because we feel that over optimization harms the readability and rankings of the content. So, how we ensure that there is no stuffing of the keywords? We prioritize clarity and user experience when integrating the keywords. We also see that it is naturally woven or organically appearing into the discussion of the content. Another important point is long form scannable content that will help you rank better. Now, interestingly, this will help you rank better both on organic searches as well as on AI overviews. So, what we do over here is that we create detailed content that doesn't beat around the bush, that is not repetitive, but covers a lot of subtopics within the main topic. Now, why it matters is because longer content ranks better. Anything that is more than 1200 to 2400 words has shown better results in rankings. So, we always try to persuade our clients to go for in depth content that gives a lot of value to the readers. And how we execute it, we make sure that the long form content is not just paragraph after paragraph, but we ensure that we make it look into a list format. We ensure multimodal data where we include images, videos, infographics along with the text. We also make sure that there are short paragraphs so that the reader doesn't feel any sort of fatigue when writing or reading the content. Strategic linking is one more important factor that we take into account when we are looking to deliver SEO blogs that are ranked well on Google search. We try to use internal and external links to add weightage to the discussion. We also know that this kind of a strategic linking will strengthen the SEO, it will improve the user experience and build credibility as well. Now, how we do this is that we first use descriptive anchor text. We first try to find out which are the other similar subtopics that are being discussed around that point, and we try to link it to ensure relevance. Coming to the last point, where we dictate a term of balanced use of AI. We do not have to be blindly reliant on AI and stop using our brains as a writer. What we always encourage with a writing team is that you have to use AI as a tool, not a crutch. So what we do is we use AI for support, not for the full content generation. Of course, initial brainstorming or initial writer's block can be overcome with the help of AI tools, but the final content delivery is simply incomplete if it doesn't have a unique perspective, if it doesn't have a rich insight, if it doesn't have a clear structure. Now, these points can only be brought about with a human intervention. Why it matters is because pure AI content risks being poorly performing in the search results. The human touch builds trust. The Google bots try to see it as a credible form of content, and that is why you have a very high likelihood of being ranked higher with the human touch in the content. So that was it. These were the 9 factors that we always keep in mind when we want to generate content that is SEO optimized as well as delivers a stellar user experience for the readers. Now, these 9 pointers are not very simple. It requires a trained and professional mind to apply and implement them smartly. This is where the writing team at Textuar comes to the fore, where we make sure to apply and integrate all these factors so that your content has a high chance of ranking on the first page of Google search results. Make sure to connect with Texture and get a visibility boost and more leads online with the help of authoritative and quality content. Thank you.